Having credit cards can be good, but what if I told you it's designed for you to fail? Listen to this.
And now today, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is proposing a new rule to lower credit card late fees. Right now, credit card companies charge an average of $31 whenever you can't pay your bill on time. That's on top of the interest that you're already paying. Now, nobody's saying that you shouldn't pay your fees on time, and no one says the bank should lend you money for free. But that's what banks charge interest for. But in the Obama-Biden administration, Congress passed a bipartisan law that said banks cannot charge late fees that are significantly more than the late payments cost them in the first place. And so, well, it doesn't cost $31 for a bank to process a late fee, but that's how much they're charging you now. And folks, that's a junk fee, if there ever was one. And it can drain hundreds of dollars a year from the pockets of hardworking American families, especially folks who are already struggling to make ends meet.
Crazy, huh? Let's see how the CFPB plans to help us out.
We're looking to take on these junk fees across banking. Everywhere you look, it feels like there's fees tacked on for a service you never asked for or something that's charged way beyond its cost. We've looked at overdraft fees, credit card late fees, and so much more. We proposed a rule that will make those credit card fees a little bit more reasonable. And we expect our proposal will save people $9 billion per year. It's still going to make credit card companies money. They get to charge a lot of interest, charge a lot of other costs back to consumers. And I think this is just going to make the market a bit more competitive.
So, I'm pretty sure Amex, Visa, MasterCard, and all those other corporations isn't going to be too happy with this. Hey, let me know in the comments what's your thoughts about this. But did you also hear the news about how these corporations are trying to take advantage of us with unexpected overdraft fees, junk fees, and excessive credit card fees? Yup, and I'm going to break down everything that's going on that is affecting your money and what you can do moving forward. But hold up, if you find this information helpful and useful, can you please hit that like button and subscribe if you want more information on how me and my team of attorneys are knocking credit bureaus out, suing these debt collectors, and putting money back in your pocket for violating your consumer rights so you can permanently remove that debt from your credit report and move on with your life. So, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau ambitious rule proposed to crack down on credit card late fees, a $14.5 billion income stream for credit card companies, will potentially roll out in January, nearly a year after it was released. Global corporations and small banks alike are pushing back against the impeding rule finalization with some help from business-friendly lawmakers. I bet. Representative Andy Barr called the proposal, which is projected to save consumers nearly $12 billion each year by capping late fees at as little as $8. Unclear at best and likely harmful in long term, right? The chair of House Subcommittee on Financial Institutions and Monetary Policy called on the Government Accountability Office to study the rule's potential impact weeks before it's set to go into effect. The CFPB will not confirm when the rule will be finalized, but interest groups said banks are not yet signaling a preemptive fee change akin to their response to a proposal to ban overdraft and insufficient fund fees. Late fees, which can reach $41 under a legislative loophole allowing banks to charge unimpeded under a certain threshold, disproportionately affect poor Americans and those with low credit scores, the American Economic Liberties Project reported. Man, these credit card corporations ain't having it. Think about it. They can make up to $14.5 billion every single year. And they got a loophole where they can make $41 for every single late fee. And Biden is trying to cut that away to $8. I already know what's happening, all right? I see two sides of the story. People would be like, hey, you should never be late. And the other people would be like, man, why you charge me all these unnecessary fees? Hey, let me know in the comments, what side are you on? You on the $41 side, they should be charging $41, or you on Biden's side where they should be charging $8. So let's talk about CFPB issues report showing many Americans are surprised by overdraft fees. A new report finds many of these customers have cheaper credit options available. So what does that mean? Washington, D.C., the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau today issues a new report finding that many consumers are still being hit with unexpected overdraft and non-sufficient fund fees, despite recent changes implemented by banks and credit unions that have eliminated billions of dollars in fees charged each year. In a recent CFPB Making Ends Meet survey, more than a quarter of consumers responded that someone in their household was charging overdraft fee or a non-sufficient fee within the past year, and that only 22% of households expected their most recent overdraft. Many consumers who were in charge overdraft fees had access to a cheaper alternative, such as available credit on a credit card. Other researchers find that American families are paying fees they do not expect, even when they have access to cheaper forms of credit. So it seems to me that, and you can let me know, that these big banks and these credit unions have other products and they're not telling us about it when we open up a checking account or a savings account, so we won't get hit with a non-sufficient fee or overdraft fee. Now, I already know what y'all thinking, that, hey, you should not be overdrafting your account, or you should be, you should be checking. I already understand. But if they're not telling us about what they have available so we can protect ourselves, what y'all think? They trying to make some extra money. Man, the CFPB uncovers illegal junk fees on bank accounts, mortgages, and student and auto loans. Today the CFPB released a special edition of supervisory highlights that reports on unlawful junk fees uncovered in deposit accounts and in multiple loan servicing markets, including in mortgages, student, and payday lending. These unlawful fees corrode family finances, forces of family banking and borrowing costs, and are not easily avoided, even by financially savvy consumers. As described in the supervisory highlights, the CFPB continues rooting unlawful fees out of consumer financial markets. For years and years, junk fees have been creeping across the economy, right? Our reports describe a host of illegal junk fee practices in the CFPB have uncovered across the financial service sector. The CFPB Examination and Supervision Program helps the agency identify illegal practices that are harming families, market competition, and law-abiding businesses. The CFPB published supervisory highlight reports to promote transparency and stop potentially unlawful practices, as well as to help educate family advocacy groups and other enforcement agencies about these practices. And these corporations are trying to take advantage of us. Think about it. These people are putting fees, hidden fees in these contracts, and how are we supposed to know what's supposed to be in these contracts and what's not supposed to be in these contracts, right? So they're adding specific fees, they're adding their different things in here. And of course, we can't afford an attorney to look over these specific contracts every single time. So how do we know that, hey, these fees are not supposed to be in this contract, or we're not supposed to be paying these specific things, man? This is getting out of hand. Just let me know in the comments what you think about it. But I feel you, because if they're putting stuff in here and we're paying for stuff that we're not supposed to be paying for, I don't believe that's right. But that's just me. Just let me know in the comments. But this is unfair to the people. But hold up, I got some good news. TransUnion, Credit Karma, and Equifax owe you some money. So you should go watch this video right here so you can go get paid.